How to exercise when you're trying to get your period back and you've been suffering from hypothalamic amenorrhea, missing periods, and disordered behaviors and eating disorders for a very long period of time. Hello, amazing people. My name is Claudia, founder of Nourish by Claudia, the Period Comeback Protocol and the Recover from HA support group on Facebook. And I am beyond excited to get there. It's only 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and I'm about to finish working for the day because it has been one of the most productive days of my entire career. First off, another amazing woman has joined the Period Comeback Protocol just this morning at 5 o'clock. So that was a really great and nice way to start in the day. I had another woman joining the community just before my breakfast was due. And I also got this incredible message. Claudia, I got my F in period back after 14 years. After 14 years, I am beyond excited. On top of it, it's sunny outside. And for all of you that has been following me for quite a while or that lives in Sydney, Australia, we had so much rain over the past few months. And whenever there is a rain outside of sunshine outside, everyone just close the laptop, close the computer, and they just go out to soak in some extra vitamin D. Last but not least, I have created a new ebook on how to exercise while recovering from hypothalamic amenorrhea. So if you haven't downloaded yet, you can find it on my Instagram page, and I'm also going to pop the link just down here below. So amazing day, exciting day. So let's just get started, because I know that so many of you send me daily messages asking about the frequency and the quantity of training is allowed when recovering from hypothalamic amenorrhea or while trying to restore the hormonal balance. First and foremost, let me say that as human, we were not meant to be sitting all day long, and we were not meant to be sitting on the couch for an extended period of time. That can cause lots of imbalances and can be quite counterproductive from a physiological perspective also for our mental health. But there is also something else that we need to take into consideration. We were not meant to sit and lay down for an extended period of time unless we're sick, but we were also not meant to spreading ourselves too thin, which means running for a long period of time, going to interval training classes every day, or exercising twice a day, or even exercising every single day when our bodies is not well nourished and when our stress level is through the roof. Our body is very primitive. So back in the past, we were expected to sprint and run just to catch something that we could eat, or just to run away from a predator. But we were definitely not meant to be stuck at 5 a.m. In a very dark environment with blasting music, with someone screaming at us to jump a little bit higher or to skip a little bit faster, which is what a gym class sounds like. On top of it, we were not meant to do it just before going to a full-time job or going back to a house full of kids or family members. And to top it all off, we were not meant to do it with a completely fasted stomach, fasted and caffeinated stomach. So you may now understand why what you've been doing until now has led you to a point where your hormones are nowhere to be seen and you have been feeling a little bit anxious, lethargic, drained, and quite unmotivated. So the question is, how can you train so that you can get your period back as soon as possible? Short question, I don't know. I don't know, because we are all so very different. So what can work for you may not be work for me, or may not work for another clients of mine. So honor your body. Be very kind to yourself. Stop the comparison game. The comparison game is not going to take you anywhere. It's not a winning game anyway. So let go of the comparison. Stop scrolling through Instagram. Stop watching what I eat in a day video or how I train in a day video. It's not helping you. And even though your disordered brain really feeds off those kind of informations, it's still not helping you. At the same time, shut off all the external comments. you're gonna get so many people telling you that fasting is it's really recommended and they've been feeling so great after they started it. You're gonna get so many people that are gonna come to you and ask you to diet if you have a hormonal imbalance, or to eat more fruit, or to eat less veggies, or to eat more fiber or more protein. You're gonna get people that teaches you, that tells you that possibly going to the gym and doing a different training routine every day has helped them to feel better. Point is that them is not you. So stop following those comments and allow someone that knows your history, your past history and your current history, to guide you through this process. Like I've been doing it for my clients, and also for so many of the women that has decided to join the period comeback program in the past few years. And I know that it's not possibly you're not going to get sudden results. So most of the women, they don't go from not having a period to having a period just a month after joining the program, even though we have seen that happening. But at least you will get the support that you need when you're feeling frustrated, exhausted, and you're very low in motivation. So to come back to the topic of today, how can you train? Step number one, bring it down a notch. And that's the same thing that I'm gonna explain also on my last ebook. And as I said before, you're gonna be able to find the link below. But slow it down a notch means that if you're coming from a past history of swimming, biking, and running every single week, what does it mean for you to take it down a notch? It could be simply swimming. If you're going for 90 minutes walk every day and you don't even define yourself as being an athlete, take it down a notch. So go for 20 minutes walk. If you're going to yoga, to hot yoga or Bikram yoga, take it down a notch. Go to normal yoga classes. If you're going to Pilates classes every day, take it down a notch. Go 3 times a week instead of going every day. And I'm not giving you more rules to follow, because you're coming from a past situation where there were so many rules to follow, like exercising fasted, having caffeine, exercising at 5 a.m. every morning, and making sure that you track your calories, and making sure that you track your macros. And now I'm basically teaching you how to follow different rules. Don't go to the gym 5 days per week, but go instead 3 days a week. These are just suggestions. What I'm really trying to express here is that this is an opportunity and a chance for you to actually tune in with your body and allow yourself to listen to what your body has been asking you for the longest period of time. So maybe for you, taking it down a notch is not going to be enough, but that's a nice place where to start, instead of going cold turkey and going from exercising every day to not exercising at all, hoping for your period to come back, to then go back to exercising again at the same level once your period starts again. If I'm not making any sense, or if you have any questions about that, just please comment below. What are the exercises that are normally recommended during HA recovery? You have heard them all. Walking, slow pace walking, obviously not uphill, no power walking. Jogging is not really recommended, even though for some women it's really great for as a distraction and to support their mental health. But when it comes to our hormones, we are not meant to be jogging, and definitely no more than once a week. Yoga is great. Just make sure that there are not too many vinyasa, not too many salute of the sun, and that you have some pauses in between where you can simply breathe and come back to yourself. Pilates is great. Pilates mat, not Pilates and cardio in combination. And if you enjoy strength training, yes, you are still able to follow strength training routine, but just make sure that it's condensed in a 45 minutes class, lots of breaks, lots of sips of water in between, not so often throughout the week. And I know that these are very general recommendations, and obviously I can give you very specific recommendations on a one-on-one settings. Something else that I also would like to address, what to do before and after the training session. Nourish yourself abundantly before and after. There is no need to consume too many protein shakes while you are enjoying your training session, but just make sure that you do so 1 hour or half an hour before the actual session, whatever that is for you, and definitely within 30 to 45 minutes after it. Last but not least, well, not last but not least, last but not least, make sure that you breathe throughout the day. Allow spaces in your day, create pockets of time where you can just simply relax and come back to yourself. So for example, right now you're watching this video while you're driving or while you're cooking for the kids or while you're going to a yoga class or to a gym class. I invite you to take the next couple of minutes to simply pause, stop, and check in with your breathing. Are you breathing from your belly? Is it a shallow breathing? Are you even breathing at all? Or have you been gasping for the last hour or for the whole day? So come back to that breathing and allow your body to feel safe, to enter that parasympathetic nervous system where rest and digest and menstruation can actually happen. Then obviously we will need to talk about nourishment, supplements, sleep routine, to come the full circle, but just for the purpose of today's videos, we're just going to focus on the exercise component. Something else that I really would like to invite you to do, ask yourself, why do you need to exercise? And what your life could look like if you didn't have the chance to exercise. So just picture yourself with a broken leg, unable to exercise. What would you do instead? What would you like to try? What have you postponed for the longest time? And how have you been using exercise? Have you been using exercise as a distraction or to calm down your anxiety without possibly knowing that could be a trigger to your anxiety as well in some occasions? Why are you exercising? Do you really care about being in a fit and skinny body, or do you want to support your bone health? Do you want to feel strong? What are the connotation in regards to exercising? You know, I actually give you an exercise to do at the moment. If I say the word exercise, what are the 4 adjectives that come straight after saying that word? So for example, for me right now, exercise is strength, is empowerment, is freedom, is tiring. But back in the days when I was still suffering from hypothalamic amenorrhea and infertility, exercise was a chore, was very much connected to guilt, was very much connected to anxiety. And it was something that I had to do. So obligation. So as you can tell, the adjectives have changed completely because over the past few years, I've worked on my mindset. I've restored my hormonal balance. I've prioritized my mental health, my sleep whenever I can, whenever the kids allow me to sleep, actually. But I have implemented so many things in my life and I found so many different coping mechanisms that all of a sudden I don't need to exercise to feel better. Exercise is just something that I get to do. It's something that I'm so happy to be able to do on occasions, whenever I feel like, whenever I have the time. But it's not a priority. It's definitely not something that I need to tick off my list. It's not something that I feel like a chore. And that's not something that I need to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to make sure that I fit into my schedule. I have a very active social life. I have 2 wonderful kids and a husband that I love very much. I have a very busy family household, not to mention that I'm working full time. So, and on top of it, there are other things that I like to do outside from exercising. There are new skills that I've been spending some time to learn so that I can implement and I can bring them to you as well in these settings, like for example, on the period comeback protocol program, or in these YouTube videos, or on my Instagram and Facebook pages. And I love reading. I love to sit down. I love to chill. I love to meditate. and to journal my heart out. I love speaking with friends. And those were all the things that I could not really focus on when I was in a state of panic, in a state of feeling unsafe. When I would wake up at the crack of dawn to exercise, to then drink a coffee, to then take care of my kids, to then work my ass off, to then postpone the next meal, to then possibly going for a walk, um, until my mental health could not really cope, and until my body had completely shut down because there was no energy availability. There was nothing going around. Anyway, I just wanted to keep this video quite sweet and short, but I know that so many of you have asked me questions about how to exercise in a recovery. So very short and brief answer. It depends on your current situation. It depends on how far along you are in your recovery journey. But the bottom line is, if you have implemented a few things, keep on going. If you need support, just reach out. You can join me on the Period Comeback Protocol, or you can also book a one-on-one session, or you can simply join the HA community. The point is, don't procrastinate, don't postpone it. Ask for help, ask for help. I've seen women suffering from 13 years, 14 years, 12 years, 10 years, 7 years, 2 years, and they managed to get their period back within 7 weeks to 6 months. Why do you want to wait? Why do you want to push through and do it on your own? Would you treat any other medical diagnosis the same way that you have been treating hypothalamic amenorrhea? That's ultimately the question. Why do you think that you do not deserve support when it comes to this specific situation? I love you and leave you, and I see you next time. Now I'm about to go out, enjoy the most beautiful sun, and do some breathing next to the ocean. And I really hope that you're gonna be breathing with me. Bye for now.